Hey guys, how are you doing? Furo here. I greet you to another Hearthstone deck guide. So the new expansion Witchwood just launched and I was checking out all the new decks that were flying around the internet, and one that caught my attention was a Spiteful Summoner Priest that is using the new legendary Lady in White and also the new legendary Chameleos. So the Lady in White is a 6 mana 5/5 unit. Battlecry cast Inner Fire on every minion in your deck. Inner Fire sets the attack equal to your health. That means you want to have a lot of units with a lot of defense, and then you also have a lot of attack, because if you just look at cards like the Nightscale here, that is a 4/9 normally, but if you have played the Lady in White, it will be a 9/9 that you can play for 7, which is pretty powerful indeed, and also you get a nice effect whenever friendly minions healed, summon a 3/3 whelp. So that's kind of like the whole deck is like a Spiteful Priest still nonetheless. So Spiteful Summoner is revealing a spell from your deck when you play him, and then summon a random minion with the same cost. So we just play two different spells, which is a free from Emma Mind Control, very high cost spells. So we are summoning then an 8 or a 10 mana unit all the time. And the Lady in White just makes it so that the other cards that we have on the deck, they all have kind of a lot of health, most of them, and then they're just getting buffed. So that's a cool idea. Keep in mind, I would say that Priest was not getting the greatest cards from the expansion. So same like Mage, I would say. So the power level of Priest was getting reduced a bit. I think some other classes were definitely getting better stuff. But the deck is still working. The problem is only you kind of only have the Duskbreakers and the Doomsayers to deal some damage on other units, to have some AoE. So if your opponent is filling the board with a lot of stuff, you might be going too slow. Otherwise, the deck was working good for me so far, so that's why I'm showing it to you. The second new legendary for Priest is the Chameleos here. Each turn, this is in your hand, transform it in a card your opponent's holding, which is a very interesting concept. So that gives you information of what your opponent has in hand. So you don't necessarily need to play this card. You can just check out what there is in the hand all the time, and then make it so that your play will play around the stuff that you will see. Or of course, if you're picking up a very powerful card that you need, you can just instantly play it if you have the mana, of course. So Chameleos, very versatile, helps you to either pick information or to just have something powerful that maybe your opponent is right now holding. And you will see that that is working later in the recordings, in the gameplay recordings that I will show you. There's a nice situation where the Chameleos definitely gave me the victory. Besides that, from the new expansion, we have also the Squashling, which is an echo unit. So you can play that multiple times per turn when you play the Squashling first. For 2 mana, if you then have like 4 mana, you can play him a second time. If you have 6 mana, you can play him 3 times, and so on and so on. He's always restoring 2 health, kind of helps you to survive longer, because yeah, you do not have that much AoE, and from time to time there are a lot of aggressive decks. You might need the healing, so that's a cool card, plus something to play on too. We have no 3-drop right now. Deck, by the way, was created by Boar, so there's no 3-drop at the moment, but you should still be fine. Normally there's enough early cards that you can play. And then we also have as a new card the Swift Messenger, which is a rush unit, 4 mana 2/6. And each turn this in your hand, swap its attack and health. And rush just means that you cannot attack the face in the same turn, but you can kind of use that to attack minions at the same turn. So if you play the Swift Messenger, you are able to trade with the card, but you're not able to go face. So this is a concept that is also out of other card games. So like Shadowverse has the same thing. There is a difference between going face with a unit and just being able to instantly trade. So that makes it so that you cannot just be super aggressive with the card, but you still have potential to trade, which is very nice. Then we have an Unpowered Steambot, which is just a 4/9 defense unit with Taunt. But if you, of course, play the Lady in White, this is like a 4/9/9 with Taunt, which is then way better. Then also Quartz Elemental is new, which can't attack while damaged. So normally you will drop him as a 5, then 5/8. And the opponent is trying to kind of damage it, so he's kind of attacking it, which is okay. And you can, of course, heal him back, and then you can attack as well. So if your opponent is wasting units for trade, that is not too bad for you. So that's alright, because the unit has a lot of health, and he's just wasting one unit there as well. And then the other 2 new cards, so the Nightscale, I already showed you that, whenever friendly minions healed, summon a 3/3 whelp. The last one is the Wyrmguard here, another cool card, I really like that. For 7 you get a 3/11 normally, but if you're holding a dragon, this is getting +1 attack and taunt, so you kind of get for 7 a 4/11 with taunt. And of course, if you played the Lady in White earlier, this is kind of like an 11/11, which can go up to a 12/11 with taunt if you have a dragon. Very powerful unit. If you played the Lady in White before, if you just drop it as a 7/4/11 with taunt, it's still okay. It's not like that is the worst in the game. It's definitely a good card and will definitely help you. So overall, I think the deck is performing all right for me. I have not the brightest win rate, so it's not like something like 90% win rate, which is, by the way, unusual anyway. But it's definitely a positive win rate right now. If it will stay this way, I have to wait and see. But what I've gathered so far is that Spiteful Priest is still powerful. So I checked some win rates and still working. So if you like it, check it out. Also, if you like this video, give it a like. And now I'm showing you some gameplay that I recorded earlier, showing you 2 games. So check it out if you want to see how the deck is performing on the ladder. And with that, I'm out. So here comes the gameplay. Alright guys, here we go. First matchup, Priest versus Mage. I would say that Mage was not getting the strongest cards from the expansion. So the Mage deck is a bit weaker than it used to be. Lost some good cards with rotation, and we will just... I think we're keeping the Duskbreaker here. Gives us a good chance that if we get another dragon, which is very likely, that we can play the Duskbreaker on 4 and crush the early board. Keep in mind, this deck has not that many AoE, so kind of like just the Duskbreaker and the Doomsayer. So it's definitely useful to keep that early on. Ooh. So his deck only has old cards, and that's why he's getting the improved hero power. Fire Blast rank 2. Haven't faced that card so far. So that is a new neutral legendary, start of the game. If your deck has only odd cost cards, upgrade your hero power. And of course, Fire Blast used to be 1 damage, and rank 2 will do 2 damage, which is kind of good, right? Don't necessarily think we want the Doomsayer already. If we drop it here, we would delay his play a bit. He's then using the Fire Blast in my face. But I think we should be able to just wait a turn and then play the Doomsayer. Gives him a better chance really to kill it, but we should be good. If we then find a dragon, we can play the Duskbreaker on 3 and the board is still getting cleared, especially if he's just doing the Fire Blast for the face. So he's not developing a board. Spiteful Summoner. Yeah, in that case we drop the Doomsayer. And then he's probably just using Fire Blast again in the face. And of course, the unit is also hitting me. That was out of the question, but he is not dropping another unit. So board getting cleared more or less, wasn't too much on the board anyway. We now have the Squashling here, Duskbreaker no way, so I think we're just dropping the double Squashling that has Echo, so we are restoring to health. And then we can just play it again. And have then 2 units on the board, very small units, but at least something is there. Turn 5 will be the Quartz Elemental, and turn 6 then probably the Lady in the White. If nothing is changing, he's just using Fire Blast all over again. Haven't faced such a Mage deck so far. So interested to see what he's really going for. Well, new legendary, Chameleos. You can play that now for 1, but of course you want to wait and see what's in his hand. We still drop the Quartz Elemental, then let's trade into the 1/2. And if he's damaging the Quartz Elemental, which is kind of likely, then we cannot attack. But we could also just heal back and then attack, so that's not the problem. Black Cat, spell damage +1. If your deck has only old cards, you're drawing a card. And of course that is what he has, only old cards. And he has 9 cards at hand as well. There is a Dragon's Fury in his hand right now, so we're obviously not playing that. This cannot attack at the moment. We could attack if we heal it. But I would say the Summoner is stronger, despite the fact that he could go for Dragon's Fury. Yeah, the Summoner is still stronger. Let's do that. Mind Control, so we get a 10 mana unit. Hooray. Despite the fact that we had 1 Mind Control in hand, it is the Sea Giant at 8/8. Let's see. He might go Dragon's Fury. Might do that. Yeah, he's attacking, then play the Dragon's Fury.
Reality
or even the Archon. We'll also get some armor here. 5 in total. Let's find out what he's picking. Just the intellect, which means every unit is surviving. Our unit is surviving. Not the intellect. And the tyrant. Okay. Another summoner. Also a light of pain. So I'm not dropping the lady in white. Gonna go for the trade here and then 8 in the face. So you can use the fire blast. Crush the sea giant, no problem. That's what he's doing. And little Dark Reaper has a 3-5 on the next turn. Plus he's using the coin. Losing a lot of cards on this turn. He's going for the Acolyte. We could kinda use the Flame Strike. Well, I do not want to give you too many cards. That's for sure. So I think I'm hitting you here. Gonna drop the Spiteful Summoner. We use then the heal on the lady. So he's getting probably 2 cards. Get the Free from Ember, that's the only spell left, of course, which is giving us the Rot Phase. After this minion survives damage, summon a random legendary minion. Ooh, that might be helpful. Let's heal the lady back. Otherwise he could just crush the lady here with the Fire Blast. That's why we are not healing the 5-3, the Quartz Elemental. Flame Strike, so we are indeed summoning legendary. Oh, that's not a bad one. That's indeed not a bad one. And we also see Alexstrasza. Ooh man, if we go Alexstrasza here, we are pushing him down a lot. That could work. So this is dealing 10. Let's go. Pretty good, let's go. All in. We could have healed that back and then we probably or might get another legendary, but that is just too useful. Pushing him down to 15 and then we can deal so much damage, so he's in trouble and there is a victory. Alexstrasza gave us a victory. Very nice. Very nice indeed. There's my win streak, so let's try to reach rank 7 now. So our second game is then against the Hunter. We have the Chameleos at hand, we have the Duskbreaker, 2 Duskbreakers indeed. So the Hunter will be probably playing aggressive. So double Duskbreaker could be fine. I think Chameleos is probably giving us something. We are starting here, so we would have nothing to play early on. We need another dragon. Need kind of like another small dragon early on, or Doomsayer, Northshire Cleric. So I think we can keep them because that is probably giving us something to play early on. We are also keeping the Duskbreakers here. I think that should be very useful. If he's not playing Spell Hunter, that is. So a bit of an unusual play. Oh, we get the coin. Okay, we don't need the coin right now. There's another dragon though, so the double Duskbreaker can definitely activate. And there is the Crackling Razor Maw, a card that he's probably playing next turn. We could just heal now, but I think it is useful for us to have a unit on the board, to have something to trade. So then we should be able to trade, keep up the Storm here early on, and then maybe just go Duskbreaker, Duskbreaker. There is a little secret. So what could that be? We'll find out. It's a freezing trap, so we just get the unit back. Hooray. Don't care too much for it, to be honest, so let's just pass here. So we have then a Crackling Razor Maw for 4 that we are probably not playing too often. Also, we have, I think, a beast. No, we only had the Chameleos as a beast. That's the only beast we have. So that is a Beer Shark. Not able to target by anything, but we have the Duskbreaker, so we're just killing that. And yeah, he's totally playing kind of like a mid-range Hunter deck. Another secret. And another secret. Hooray. So what do we have for me? Wandering Monster, Explosive Trap, another Freezing Trap. To be honest, I don't care too much for any of those. So it is a Wandering Monster. Let's see if we can kill the unit. We can, because it's way too small. Great. And so what is the other one? Sniper maybe. Maybe it's a snipe, then it would make sense to play the Shellraiser and not the Cobalt Scalebane. Let's try that. It's not, so it's then the Explosive Trap. Yeah, that's the Explosive Trap. Which is, again, not a problem because we can heal. Savannah Highman is kind of like a problem. That's is that a 6-2? It is a 6-2. So how about we just crush the Savannah Highman? Rush unit for 6 on the Highman. Then we trade here. We are healing back and we trade again. So crushed everything there. Pretty good. He still has the Cracking Razor on hand, so he probably was interested in getting the effect out this turn. Emerald. So that's giving you some value. But also we have the second Duskbreaker, so potentially everything is fine. Just need to figure out if we are already doing it or if we are just chilling a bit. Still there's a Crackling Razor on your hand, which could be kind of a problem. But this is pretty big if he's not getting poison or so. I think it's better to go Duskbreaker. Yeah, let's do that. I might even trigger the secret here. Should be okay. So then the explosive is also out. It's not? Wait, what is that? That's a new secret? Probably a new secret that I'm not aware of right now. So that's a new secret that we will figure out later. I have no idea right now, sorry. So we go then Duskbreaker. And gonna heal that back. And we can attack apparently. Oh, I need to check the new secrets then. Let me quickly do that. That's probably a new hunter secret that I've forgotten about. So that would be then the rat trap, right? After the opponent plays 3 cards on a turn, summon a 6/6 rat. Alright, so we will not play more than 3 cards hopefully. And just trying to survive this way. And there's another secret incoming. Alright, alright. So it is the Spiteful Summoner play. Then we get a 10 mana unit because we only have mind controls in the deck. We have already 2 free for members here. So that is giving us the Ultra Zor. Then we can heal back here. And we can attack the Crackling. Everything is working perfectly. He's running low on cards now. And we're still at 30 life. So it's not like we are in any danger pretty soon. Animal Companion. And there is a concede. Oh, that was quick. Funny. So an easy game against the Hunter.